The peace and blessing of the Holy Spirit's sweet presence be with you, dear ones. Tomorrow is Pentecost. Well, today the Lord got my attention and gave me a reading on pride, guilty as charged. But because it could be one of so many things, I really had to seek Him on what it was exactly. I've been impatient and sometimes snappy for the last few days as I was tackling spring cleaning. When I realized I had let Him down, I felt awful and so very sorry. But there could be more I'm not aware of. In fact, no doubt there is. I am a very imperfect vessel. Lord, is there something you want to say? Jesus began, I forgive you, and I want you to pick up and go on. I'll tell you what, guys, I didn't feel like picking up and going on. I felt really bad. I think the devil takes advantage of those moments and just jumps on you really heavy with condemnation. So when he said that, I felt a lot better. In fact, I got a card. I pulled a Rhema card. I felt like I had really blown it and like he wasn't going to talk to me. So I went and got 3 Rhema cards because I felt him prompting me to. The first one was, lean on the one who loves you. And I thought, you still love me? And do not permit this tempest to touch you. Keep on going, please. And I realized that a tempest had jumped in on this. Like I said, something jumped in on top of it to make it worse than it was. Although offending God is never a pleasant thing. It's always sad when you do that. So, I forgive you and I want you to pick up and go on. Do you see how devastating it is when you feel like you've really let someone down? Because I was feeling that way. And he said, this is how others feel too, Claire. Please be very careful about your corrections. They are just as sensitive or even more sensitive than you are. And I was really smarting from this, what I had done to the Lord. So I was really understanding, wow, I make other people feel that way. That's not good. How can that be? Look at their lives and what they've suffered through growing up. You don't know what suffering is compared to what some of them were forced to experience. My people, I want you to be vessels of healing, love, and affirmation. When you have to correct someone, please do it with the utmost love and concern for their welfare. Very often, people will make mistakes when they are under tremendous pressure at home or work. They aren't always on it, meaning their mind is still tied up in a conflict somewhere else, and they can't pay perfect attention to what they're doing in the present time. Now, the enemy knows this, and he wants to get the biggest bang for his buck. That is, setting up a situation to cause pain and alienation. So he waits until you're physically exhausted, have had another altercation with your spouse, or got bad news. While he is setting you up, he is setting up another person in your environment, causing them to become aggravated with you, even if you didn't do anything wrong. Or should I say, especially if you didn't do anything wrong, and the blame belongs to another. All of this is to create bad feelings and cause a division. So I'm advising you to be very careful when you're feeling irritated and check to see what the cause is. I can almost guarantee you it is a demon setting you and another person up for an altercation to stop the good work both of you are doing. Children, the enemy is sly and calculating. He rejoices in what is evil and hurtful, so he is forever trying to find ways to make each of you suffer and divide the community. One of his main tactics is to make you tired by working too much, avoiding prayer, getting compulsive and addictive about doing a job and finishing it, and worst of all, setting deadlines that cause stress to everyone on board. which in this case would be the community. May I suggest that every time you feel rancor or have an accusation, even a little one like, oh, why didn't he pick that up when he walked by it? Or my personal favorite, why did they leave this tool outside on the ground? And one you suffer from every day. Why aren't they answering my radio call? Now I have to take someone off of what they're doing and send them to find the person who doesn't have their radio with them. So those are all things that irritate me. Claire, these tensions add up and grate against your peace of mind. They are tools of the enemy to frustrate and make you exhausted from irritations. So what is the answer? First of all, I am speaking to all of you. Consider the source. Anything that causes you to lose your peace is from a demon. Are you going to hearken to those demons every time they set you up? Yes, you're right, Lord. Those things wear me down. I remember one time when I was paging someone over and over again and saying to myself, why won't they answer? Until a very kind and observant sister said, Mother, they're not here. Thank God for her kindness to answer me. I was really working up a lecture for the person who was ignoring me. Jesus continued, do you want to know what pride looks like? There it is. A demon is sitting on your shoulder saying, how disrespectful to ignore you. Are you going to put up with that or do something about it? That starts your wheels turning, and you begin to write a memo to circulate, which is anything but happy. You try to be civil, but your raging feelings can't help but seep in. Yes, beloved, that is pride. And how should you react? First of all, never accuse. That is from the demon whispering in your ear. It will accomplish two important goals: cause tension between you and the other, as well as causing anger, which will drain you of the energy you had to serve me with. It also clouds your thinking and defiles your heart with rancor. Beloved ones, you must not fall for these common tricks of the enemy. Yes, life force can be stolen. Divisions can be created. Brotherly love can be destroyed and replaced with bitterness and covert hostility. So, beloved ones, you have been taught and warned. When you feel that anger coming on, rebuke it. It is a fiery dart from the enemy. Then make an excuse for the one who has angered you. Maybe they're using the restroom, or maybe they're away from their hermitage and out of range. Or maybe for some reason they cannot hear you. You must pray over your radios and communication, because the demons interfere electronically to cause these kinds of tensions. Yeah, and they build up. They build and they build and they build. It's like a button that gets started, you know, and it gets pushed every time I have problems getting a hold of someone. It tries to grab onto you. If you want to stay healthy, don't ever hold bitterness or anger. If it tries to grab onto you, rebuke it and make an excuse for the other person. In this way, you will thwart your enemies and preserve the bond of brotherly love. My blessing and grace is upon all of you, heart dwellers. You will surely triumph over your carnal natures. And that was the end of his message.